Born and raised here in Maine, I know of the beauty this state has to offer. But this vacationland has a darker side. Some seriously creepy things are hiding out. From haunted hotels to dangerous mountaintops, look no further for your daily dose of spine-tingling chills. Welcome to my channel Enlightenment in the Darkness. In August of 1976, four men ventured into the Allagash wilderness for 2 weeks of camping. As they enjoyed the northern Maine wilderness one night, they noticed a bright light that seemingly tracked them as they paddled on the water. Then, just as quickly as it appeared, it was gone, until 2 nights later when it came back again. As they watched from their small boat, the bright light shot out and beamed down upon them again. They began paddling back to shore. Rather than arriving back on shore and pulling the boat inland, the next thing they remember is simply being back. The light was gone. In 1988, 2 of the men began having terrible nightmares. The frightening dreams included images of 4 men sitting naked on a bench, feeling terrified. They enlisted the help of UFO researcher, Ray Fowler, who hypnotized them and recorded them each telling a tale of being abducted and probed during their 1976 Allagash trip. If camping and aliens are not for you, I recommend the Agora Inn located in Lewiston, Maine. This creepy hotel contains a crypt here at the inn. In 2014, Andrew Knight purchased the former rectory and transformed it into the Agora Inn, which opened in September 2014. Later, the actual church and chapel were renovated to become the Agora Grand Events Center. Today, the space plays hosts to weddings and events of various sizes. One of the best things about this property is the crypt that comes along with it. The body of the original builder and priest, Thomas Wallace, laid inside the building for about a century after his death. It was only until the closing of the church in 2009 that his body was moved to a cemetery in nearby Bangor. This original crypt still sits, waiting for curious guests to come looking. Visit them at 1 Walnut Street in Lewiston. Our next stop is Fort Knox, located in Prospect, Maine. Many reports of seeing and hearing ghostly presences when you explore the fort's cavernous inner workings. The fort has been featured on the paranormal investigation show Ghost Hunters. The fort was never used in battle during the Revolutionary War, so no notable deaths have taken place there. But plenty of soldiers still manned it when it was operational. Some of them may simply be going back to work. Our next haunted spot is the Captain Fairfield Inn, located in Kennebunk, Maine. Captain Fairfield built this federal-style mansion in 1813 to 1815, after he had been released from British imprisonment during the War of 1812. It was a wedding present to James Fairfield and his bride, Lois, from his father-in-law. Captain Fairfield lived in the home with his family for 5 years until he died of pneumonia. The home was converted into an inn in 1991, and reports of hauntings have come in ever since. Guests report feeling the warm presence of the captain, who seems very pleased to have so many people enjoying his home. In another story, an image of the captain was seen spending time in the basement during the renovation of the home to turn it into an inn. If you visit, you can probably be assured that any sightings will be peaceful. The legend of the cursed Saco River dates back to around 1547. A tribe of Indians living on Saco Island worshipped a nefarious river monster. One night, 3 drunken sailors made their way to Saco Island, grabbed a mother and child and sent them hurtling off Saco Falls. They believed that they'd survive the fall, but they didn't. native husband put a curse on the Saco River, demanding that the river monster kill 3 white men each year to avenge the deaths of his family. The river monster, who is sometimes called the white monkey for his human-like appearance, has been seen several times since 1547. The most recent death was just last year, on the Saco River. This lake in Washington County has held stories of lake monsters for as long as any Mainer in the area can remember. Some have even reported seeing the snake-like beings along with the trails they leave behind when they come to and leave the lake. While there are no photos of the creatures, locals estimate them to be anywhere from 30 to 60 feet long and could date back as far as 1873. The lighthouse on Wood Island is our next stop. Located in Maine, has a few scary theories related to its hauntings. It is believed the lighthouse is haunted by the ghost of fisherman Howard Hobbs, who shot and killed his landlord Fred Milliken in 1896. The story goes that Hobbs and his roommate, William Moses, had been drinking heavily when Milliken asked to speak to them about their overdue rent. Hobbs went on to shoot Milliken in the chest before he turned the gun on himself inside the Wood Island lighthouse. Following the deaths, there have been reports of moaning and unexplained shadows began to be told by keepers living in the lighthouse. In 1972, the light was removed, negating the need for any keepers to live within the haunted light. If you take a visit now, you'll see that an automated light now exists, and perhaps you'll hear Hobbs moaning on his own, without even a keeper to keep him company. Our final spooky destination in Maine is Catherine's Hill, known as the Black's Woods area. This is the place of spirits and spine-chilling haunts. This area is riddled with sadness and bad luck. A Model T in the bottom of Fox Pond, evidence of unlucky travelers who couldn't quite get past the dangerous curves. Then there is the family who went off the road and went headfirst into the pond but were lucky enough to survive thanks to local fishermen. Then the murder that took place on top of Catherine's Hill in 1983. One legend has it that Catherine died when her and her groom's carriage spun out of control and hit a tree. To this day, Catherine is wandering around looking for her beloved and trying to get a ride to Bar Harbor. This is the oldest and most likely cause of Catherine's spirit. So what are your thoughts about a few of these notorious haunted spots in Maine? Please feel free to comment your thoughts below. I would like to thank you for joining me here today on my channel, Enlightenment in the Darkness. Please like and subscribe to my content. Many blessings to the rest of your day.